Hello guys, S2W here as your average consumer with another casual consumer's review. This video is a late one. Initially, this shoe launched around the end of January of 2017 to celebrate an eventful Chinese Spring Festival, Chinese New Year. It didn't help that the fact in Canada, this shoe was released later than usual, and by the time I bought these, Chinese New Year already passed a month by that time. Then I got carried away with more recent drops, so this review was pushed back. Today, I have the review video of the Adidas Equipment EQT Support 9316 Ultra Boost Chinese New Year for you guys. For those who don't know, Chinese New Year is celebrated at the turn of the traditional lunisolar Chinese calendar, based on the cycle of the moon rather than a Western calendar where it's based on the cycle around the sun. For each new year, there's a classification scheme known as the Chinese zodiac that assigns an animal in a repeating 12-year cycle. That means your zodiac will come back every 12 years since you were born. This year 2017 marked the year of the rooster, and on this sneaker, you will see certain design elements based off of that animal. But let's just appreciate this wooden box for a minute. There's certainly some weight to this, and at the corner of the surface, you'll see they have carved an Adidas logo and a rooster image on the wood. The box is shut tight by a golden metal flap that you have to open up. Opening the box, you'll see a green suede cover all over the internal encasing, also seen externally under the wooden box as well. If you are Asian, this color of suede should click immediately because it's the same material you find on mahjong tables, which is a table where you play mahjong on, a traditional Chinese tile-based game originated from China. It's obviously on purpose because even the shoe paper has mahjong tile graphics on them. This shoe also came with a mahjong tile with Adidas' logo on one side and a picture of a rooster on the other, and it's a really unique addition in my opinion. But I digress, you're here for the shoes. Let's take a closer look at these sneakers. First thing you'll notice, the shoe is dominantly cream or beige in color. In my opinion, it's not the most striking colorway that this model has offered, but definitely not the worst, especially when it's made out of several layers of premium materials. At the toe box area, the structured toe guard is made out of a nubuck-like material, not as fluffy as suede and has a rougher texture overall. Surrounded by the toe guard, you'll see some scaly material curling up. In fact, it's all over the tongue of this sneaker and also seen on both the lateral and medial side of the shoes. Upon closer inspection, it's actually scored leather, making it seem like it's rooster feather. You can brush this thin leather up with a slide of a finger and make it stand to give the sneaker more complexity. Because this leather is so thin, I feel like it'll peel off pretty easily, but at the same time, I brushed it enough time to see it's still intact on the shoe. In other words, don't judge the look by its cover, the material is actually pretty sturdy. On both sides of the shoe, you'll see Adidas' 3-stripe branding in the form of a 3 shiny nylon strap, iconic to the EQT line of sneakers from Adidas. On the lateral side, if we look near the back of the shoe, you have some soft tumble-like leather cage that further pushes the premium quality of this shoe. A little pressure on the leather makes it crease like crazy, so it's some exceptional material used on this shoe. While on the medial side, we have a plastic TPU ankle cage on this part of the sneaker instead, eventually wrapping around the heel of the shoe, forming a durable heel cup. Both the TPU cage and the leather tab have lace hole openings at the top, so when you fasten up the flat cream laces on this shoe, your ankles will be the first to be strapped securely. Also, the tongue of this shoe is a burrito tongue, wrapping around your foot, which is unlike traditional tongues that just sits on your foot. At the tip of this feather-covered tongue, you'll see an Adidas EQT patch showing the model line of this shoe, 9116 instead of 9316, most likely because it's representing the year that the EQT line have started rather than the year that this model had launched. Looking at the back of the sneaker, you'll see a short mesh pull tab at the top to help you put on the shoes more easily, with a stitched Chinese zodiac rooster graphic on the leather patch. Again, one of the most noteworthy additions to this shoe is the cushioning system. Adidas added the Boost midsole from the Ultra Boost, which is probably the most favored cushioning technology and boost proportion from Adidas, famous for its squishy property like walking with pillows on your feet. Flipping over the shoe, we have the familiar continental rubber outsole found on every Adidas Ultra Boost as well. The traction on this outsole is excellent and overall provides additional durability under the shoe. Much like all the other Ultra Boost, there is a torsion bar system that provides midfoot stability in a sharp red color, the symbol for good fortune and joy in Chinese New Year. Last but not least, the interior on the back of this shoe is mainly soft puffy suede, improved by the comfort of a beefed up cushion all around the internal wall. In fact, there is some soft suede under the tongue as well, but midway into the tongue, it'll transition into a smooth mesh coating that covers up the whole area under the toe box. The insoles here are removable, and according to Adidas, it's ortholite insoles. Decorated with mahjong tile print pattern along with Adidas' logo, this insole looks really distinctive in my opinion, and also feels thicker than normal Ultra Boost insole I feel. Of course, for Mahjong lovers, or even if you just appreciate the Chinese culture, the graphic print definitely adds a nice touch to this Chinese themed sneaker. I don't know why, but at the front portion of the insole, I've noticed there are several small holes. I have no idea why they're there, but they are. Anyways, here are some Adidas equipment EQT support 9316 Ultra Boost Chinese New Year fit footage. Fit wise, going true to size was fine for me. Keep in mind the material does not stretch and won't be form-fitting at all, so I don't think you'll need to size down. Comfort wise, the shoe overall is decent. At this point, I think it's because I'm too spoiled with very light weighted knit uppers. It feels like this shoe is noticeably heavier on feet. But the shoe itself is great. A clean colorway constructed with special high quality materials is always appreciated. I'm not sure if it's just me, but the Boost midsole doesn't seem as reactive at the forefoot when compared to the regular Ultra Boost. I'm not sure if it's because the insole was thicker, but it didn't immediately feel the same way for me. You can feel the bounciness at the heel, but not so much at the front. If you have a pair of these EQT 9316 Ultra Boost, let me know if you feel the same way, or if it's just on this model. Look-wise, it might throw some people off because it's quite clunky, wide like a skate shoe. But if you have wide feet, it hides them really well. The comfort inside the shoe is very cozy given the fact that there's fluffy suede and a soft mesh inner wall. Even with the burrito tongue design, it didn't bother me at all, or as noticeable as the EQT Boost 9317. But truth be told, I think the special wooden box that came with the shoe just hit the ball right out of the park for me. A big part of my purchase decision was because of this box, to be honest. Price wise, these are really expensive unfortunately because they are limited editions. And it's not something I usually pay unless it's a collaborative pair. These were $300 Canadian before tax online at Adidas Canada. And it's actually cheaper here than buying from local Toronto boutiques because they were selling for $380 Canadian there instead. So that's even more absurd. But if you are just looking for a general release or GR model with less premium construction with a comfy Ultra Boost sole, they are only 180 Canadian before tax, 60 Canadian dollars less than a caged Ultra Boost. Sometimes they're even on sale because they're not sold out after. As always, throw me some likes if you liked the video and let me know in the comments if you have a model of this EQT Support 9316 in your collection as well. That's it for today, S2W signing off.